It seems that during the first half of November, the United States national elections were all that anyone could talk about. The race between Republican Donald Trump and Democrat Joe Biden was too tight for comfort, with much protest over the counting of the ballots from Trump himself. However, it was Biden who came out victorious, winning both the popular vote and the Electoral College vote. Now America can look forward to the 20th of January 2021, the day that Joseph R. Biden Jr. is expected to be sworn in as the 46th President of the United States, and Kamala Harris, the Vice President-elect, will be sworn in as the first female Vice President in the history of the United States. However, there are many questions up in the air. How will Biden help the economy recover? What are his plans to tackle the coronavirus pandemic, especially considering that the United States has the highest number of active cases in the world? Is he really going to be imposing higher taxes on the citizens? Will he deliver on the promises he made during campaign season? Well, we're going to be taking a look at all those and more, so sit back and relax as we dive into the topic for today's video. How is Biden's presidency going to change for the economy? Welcome back to Business Explained. Let's dive into it. Tensions have been high in the American socio-political sphere even way before campaign season started. The 2020 presidential elections received the highest voter turnout ever, with the younger generation registering for voter eligibility and casting their vote on election day. At the time of my making this video, a whopping 76,344,447 Americans have voted for Joe Biden, which allowed him to take over 290 electoral college votes and win over 50.8% of the voters. Now, before we talk about how a Biden presidency is supposed to change the economy, hopefully for the better, it is important to understand why people voted for him in the first place. His presidency could very well be happening of a shift in Americans' perception and attitude towards the world. So what is his platform built on? Let's take a look at 4 of the key issues to see where he stands and what he says he will do during his presidency to further forward this agenda. First, let's take a look at his response towards perhaps what is one of, if not the most, pressing and urgent issue to plague governments across the globe today: the coronavirus pandemic. Polling indicated that the coronavirus pandemic was one of the top issues in voters' minds, and the response of their candidate was a key factor in deciding who to vote for. As of the 1st of November 2020, the United States already recorded over a whopping 9 million individuals who have been infected with COVID-19. President Donald Trump and Vice President Mike Pence have been seen to go around in public without wearing masks, in spite of health and safety protocols across the country and across the globe recommending the use of masks in an effort to inhibit the spread of the virus, which can be transmitted through droplets that we expel through our mouths and noses. President Trump and Vice President Pence have also pointed towards testing as a reason for the rapid spike in the COVID-19 cases across the country. Biden, on the other hand, has repeatedly called for people to wear a mask and practice social distancing. He plans to provide free testing for all citizens and hire 10,000 people to help him establish a nationwide contract tracing program to better keep track of COVID cases. He also wants to establish at least 10 COVID testing centers in each state to make testing more accessible. And he has implored that governors mandate that their citizens wear masks. Some citizens haven't been too keen on following such safety protocols, as a portion of them believe that the disease is a hoax, while another portion believes that wearing a mask infringes on their freedom. However, Biden seeks to be more strict in implementing stringent safety protocols in hopes of making the number of infected individuals go down. He has even set up his COVID-19 advisory board composed of doctors and skilled health professionals as part of his transition into the White House. With the virus being such a pressing concern, it would certainly do well for all aspects of the country to find a way to hinder its spread and bring down the number of active cases. Next up, we have wages and employment. Unemployment has reached an all-time high in many nations across the globe. As many businesses were forced to either scale down or close down because of the pandemic, many people found themselves out of a job. Small and medium businesses experienced the impact of the virus the most. To address this, Biden promised to spend as much as necessary to provide loans and aid to businesses and families in need. There's a proposed additional $200 in Social Security payments each month, and there are plans of $10,000 worth of student loan forgiveness for federal loans. This plan has been named the Build Back Better plan, and it is targeted primarily toward the younger generation and blue-collar workers. Apart from this, Biden is also in favor of raising the minimum wage to $15 an hour, which was something that drew the young people to him. He also wants to invest roughly $2 trillion into green energy, citing that this would help working-class union workers and would help manufacturing become more environmentally friendly. To boost the economy of the United States, Biden seeks to invest $400 billion into buying American goods and promoting Buy American laws for projects on transport and infrastructure. He looks toward investing a good deal of the national budget on American research and technology as well. Third on our list is climate change. Biden has referred to climate change as an existential threat, and he plans to battle emissions by rejoining the Paris Climate Accord, which President Donald Trump had withdrawn from. He commits that by 2025, the United States will have cut down its production of greenhouse gases by roughly 28%. Biden is proposing a federal investment amounting to a whopping $1.7 trillion of green technologies research to be spent over the course of 10 years. This goes hand in hand with his thrust to make the United States reach zero emissions by the year 2050. Now, last but not least is taxes. According to MarketWatch, Biden's vow to raise taxes on corporations could possibly have the biggest impact on the stock market. According to Goldman Sachs, corporate tax hikes and an increase in Social Security taxes on high earners would lead to a dip in earnings for the S&P 500 index. They estimate that from $188 a share, the price would go down to $171, which signals a decline of 9%. However, this is still subject to discussion with the Senate. What do you think a Biden presidency will look like? What would you most like to see him deliver on? Do you think his plans regarding green tech, taxes, and tackling COVID and unemployment would work? Let me know what your thoughts are. Comment them down below in the comment section, and I'll be responding to all of you who comment during the first hour of me posting this video. If you enjoyed this video, you should definitely check out my other video called The Story of Johnny Bobbitt and the $400 GoFundMe Scam. If you were to encounter someone who was cold, hungry, and in need of assistance, what would be your first instinct? Would you drop everything and help them, or would you turn around, walk away, and never look back? The world today is a harsh place. We're all just trying to get by, and sometimes we need a little bit of help to pull through. Well, at least that's what many of us may think. That's why things like donation drives, fundraisers, and charity events have become so popular in society today. However, while such things are done with good intention, it would do everyone a bit of good if they truly understood what they were raising funds for and for them to determine where the money is going. The story is a cautionary tale, and it's a story of Johnny Bobbitt and his $400,000 GoFundMe scam. So go and check out that video to see what I'm talking about. Stay tuned and stay educated.